You damn right.
I pissed my ass.
Race War.
The last ride.
Yeah.
It was back. It was back.
Exactly right.
Olympic slip. Yeah.
Malay.
2004 is so fucking real.
You damn right.
Wait a minute. You're not even
Chavo.
Who are USA? Back to red.
You damn right. Oh, it's true. It's damn true.
All right, everyone. Welcome to, I guess we're calling this Hotdog and a Handshake, presented to you by You Damn Right. And this is something different that we're going to be doing, where we're going to talk about wrestling right now, like today. Well, not today. Well, I guess technically today, maybe.
Current events.
But modern
Today,
wrestling, like wrestling that is happening today, currently. Modernized, crazy style, not 2004, not fucking... Yeah, right now. Anyway,
Right now,
We'll pivot.
first time we've ever done a podcast solely talking about current professional wrestling.
Well, I guess I guess just to get into this, because we're going to be a little more like it's still YDR. We're still fucking stupid, but we're going to be a little more not as stupid doing this. And I feel like we've never actually given like a hey, this is who I am, and these are fuckers that I like. So we're going to do that real quick. So I am Sam. Fucking, I don't know. I was said top 3, but I'm not going to give top 3. I'm just going to give 3 fuckers that I really like, and it is Kurt Angle, Steve Austin, and fucking JBL.
Real.
Dean.
Cool. Yeah. Hi, my name is Dean. My 3, I'll give my actual top 3. My top 3 favorite wrestlers of all time are Kurt Angle, Bret Hart, and Kenta Kobashi. I think that gives a pretty good scale of my taste in wrestling right there. I'm a mark.
No, you're Dean.
Oh, yeah, it's true. Anyway, Jonathan.
True.
Anyway. Hi, everybody. I'm John. I'd say my top 3, in no particular order, I'd go Bryan Danielson, Mick Foley, and Randy Savage.
Real shit.
Ooh.
And Justin.
Ooh.
These are just 3 people.
Whoever you want to shout out, yeah.
It is CM Punk, Edge, and Jeff Hardy.
Egg.
Cope. Fancy.
Yeah, well, with that out of the way, Dean, you're going to run us through AEW currently.
Wyatt.
We're gonna get into what is going on with AEW, because I think I don't think it's an unpopular opinion at this point to say that they're in a bit of a pickle and a bit of a decline right now, and for a while. As I crack open a Coca-Cola Zero Sugar.
Yeah.
Not a sponsor. Should be.
Yeah.
Please. Coke Zero. So what I'll run down like the major stuff that's going on in AEW right now, I guess. And if I miss anything, I know John is the other person in here that definitely keeps up with AEW, probably even more than I do, to be honest with you. But
That's probably true, because I run an entire shitty AEW themed Twitter account, so yeah, probably.
Real. So I'll try and hit all the fucking major points and like the biggest angles that are going on in the company right now. Obviously, the big one going on right now, the big main event angle that's been going on now for, God, I don't know, 4 or 5 months, I think, right? Since,
more or less.
what was it?
Since
Danielson won the title.
Yeah, since
Literally, like the night that Danielson won the title is when that angle started.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
So I'll try to describe this for maybe the lapsed fan of AEW who remembers Blackpool Combat Club and give them a bit more of a wider spectrum of what's happened. So back at All Out in London, or was it All In? They changed the name, right?
Oh.
Is it All Out? See, this is what
All In is when he beat Swerve. All Out is when Danielson faced Jack Perry, and then that's
Yes.
when they turned on Bryan.
Correct. So All In London, Danielson wins the AEW World Title for the first time. Massive moment, awesome moment, beautiful moment. I even remember seeing people after it happened saying that it was even cooler than him winning the WWE Championship at WrestleMania 30, which I don't necessarily
think so.
Yeah, I don't agree with it, but like, I understand. I totally get
Who might have told the
I
man
totally get it.
himself? Oh,
Yeah,
no, you're wrong, actually. So,
right. But so he wins the AEW title, beating Swerve. Great moment. Goes on to All Out to defend the title against Jungle Jack, and wins the title, retains. They have a great big celebration at the end of the match. Blackpool Combat Club comes out, and they pretty much attempted murder on Bryan Danielson. Like, turned on him, put a paper bag over his head, tried to suffocate the fucking man. The only person out of the whole Combat Club that didn't seem like they agreed with it was Wheeler Yuta. But they ultimately all end up turning on Danielson at the end. And at Wrestle Dynasty, Danielson goes on to defend the championship against Jon Moxley and drops the title to him after Moxley had renamed the Combat Club to the Death Riders, basically changing almost everything really about the team's aesthetic, minus the entrance. I mean, the new theme, new name, new attitude for the most part, like full on heels. And the angle started off really hot. All the way up until it just became the same old shit every week. And from Wrestle Dynasty up until now, it's been an endless cycle of Moxley defending the AEW title against people who would probably benefit greater by winning the fucking championship, by beating them for the title. And then there's always this big brawl at the end where all of the Death Riders get involved. Every week on Dynamite, every week on Collision, it's the same thing. They interfere in just about every match on the card and completely take over the show. There was a point in wrestling where that used to be kind of cool. Like when the NWO did it when they first started. That was fun. This isn't the NWO. These are a bunch of guys who have been at the top of AEW now for years and are still at the top of AEW, which, whether it's up to them or not, are holding down a lot of the younger guys who should be in that position right now. But that's ultimately the major main event angle going on in AEW right now. Other big things that are going on, you have Tony Storm having amnesia. I don't really know how else to describe it. Maybe John can elaborate better on it.
I could. Okay. So a lot of people have, I guess it's kind of like a theory that she actually doesn't have, like the amnesia. She's actually just, like pretending to be like, like this new rookie on the block, and like she's gonna show up at Grand Slam Australia.
Yeah,
like she's gonna show up there, and she's gonna end up, actually being, like timeless, and she's gonna be like, aha, it was just a ruse the entire time, so I could get back to my, championship or whatever, which I could definitely see happening, and I think that would, make sense, and I would be okay with that. As of right now, I don't know if that's what they're actually going to do, but that's a very heavy possibility of where. But yeah. So anybody that really doesn't know, Tony Storm lost the AEW Women's Championship at All In, I believe, to her former protege Mariah May. Then she just kind of disappeared. She did some. I think she went to Stardom for a minute. Then she went to CMLL for a minute, and then she just kind of. I don't remember what she did. I think she dropped like a vignette, kind of hyping that she was, no longer going to be timeless. And then she, randomly came back as a quote unquote rookie, where she basically defaulted to, when she first signed, with AEW, and basically has no recollection of ever signing with the company before about for like a month ago. So she's just kind of going around acting like she's a rookie. She had a little mini bit with Deonna Purrazzo, and then on this week's Dynamite, she won the women's gauntlet, and she's going to challenge Mariah May for the belt at Grand Slam. That's the big women's angle going on, basically. Trying to think. Other big things. I guess we could go over Swerve Strickland and Ricochet is
Oh my god.
an interesting angle. So for anybody that obviously might not know, so basically Ricochet got signed back at All In. He came in as a very white meat face, and everyone just thought that he was complete shit from an ass butt. So he decided, hey, I'm just going to turn heel after everybody basically, started turning on him. So he just started acting like a bitch, basically. And was kind of like this, really arrogant, cocky heel, but at the same time came across as like a supreme, fucking dork. So then at what was it? World's End, he was in the Continental Classic. He lost to Okada, and then Swerve came out and just threw a bunch of fucking toilet paper at him, and that was basically Ricochet's an origin story. Then he came out the next Dynamite, and he beat the fuck out of Swerve with a pair of scissors, and basically is acting like a weirdo serial killer type dude now. That's basically the major angles that I could think of. There are some other good acts going on, like the Hurt Syndicate, formerly the Hurt Business, is pretty good still.
There's Kenny and the Don Callis family right now too.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
And I guess Osprey is also injected into that. That just happened on
yeah, that just kind of
Dynamite
started,
Wednesday,
so it's kind of hard to kind of go into what it's actually about.
Yeah, there's not much to it. Like
decent.
it's just been Kenny and fuck.
Callis family.
Who the fuck did he wrestle on Dynamite? It wasn't Archer, it was
Brian
Brian
Cage.
Cage.
Yeah, Brian Cage. There was that, and then like they had the big beatdown angle, and then
And then
Osprey
they had
came
the
out
big
and
post match angle.
yeah, it's like that's it. But
Yeah, that's
Which to me,
basically it.
I think it's pretty obvious the direction they're going with that is tag match at Revolution, most likely, unless they pop their cherry and do it on the Dynamite instead, which I don't really see.
I think they should, because they very clearly teased they're going to do Omega Kashta.
mhm.
So I could see that being maybe Revolution.
Well, Revolution is when? Is that next month?
March, I think, right?
Yeah.
Like early March.
Yeah, it's usually
So
in
I would-
March.
No, it was that far out. I was going to say if it
Yeah.
wasn't, if it was more sooner, I would have said they'd probably do the tag match at Revolution and then do Kenny and Takeshita at Double or Nothing, which they might do. Anyways, they might do them at Revolution
God,
as well,
I
but they'll
don't want
probably
them to
run
stretch it
back.
out that long.
No, I don't think
I-
they should. I would have the Kashta match at Revolution, and then if you want to push it, you could maybe do Fletcher, and then that's it.
Yeah.
I think the money is in doing Fletcher first, because I honestly think, as hot as Kyle Fletcher is right now, for the most part, other than
Yeah.
a minority of fans who have referred to him as whatever, rip off Randy. I think the money would be more in doing Omega and Fletcher at Revolution, and then doing Omega Takeshita at Double or Nothing. Just because Double or Nothing, to me, that's arguably their second biggest pay-per-view of the year, right behind All In. So I
Yeah.
think doing that match at Double or Nothing means a little bit more.
Yeah.
just because I think that's the
Okay.
match that more people are excited to see.
Well, let's
Yeah, and that just
go ahead,
No,
John.
go ahead.
Go ahead, because I was
Well,
gonna
I mean,
move us forward, but you can say what
okay.
you got to say.
Okay. Yeah, I was just gonna say that that's kind of my main thing about AEW is just like I actually do kind of like a lot of the I guess you could say undercard
Hmm.
stuff going on. It's just that the fucking main event angle is just so fucking dog water that it drags everything down with it.
Yeah, and I
That's
think
what I'm.
that's what I was gonna say is like I think that's the issue because with all that said, like all the explaining was to come around and say that like AEW is not doing great right now by like any metric.
Right.
Which I don't really pay attention to any of that shit. I don't care about TV ratings. I don't care about
I
how many
don't
fucking
think-
people
yeah.
are in the arena. I could not care less.
Yeah, like me and Dean
Strictly from
talked about
a
that too, just
watching
that,
the product standpoint, it's
Mhm.
not very good right now. It's not been very good
No.
for a
Yeah.
little bit. And I think the
You know what though?
go ahead.
I don't. I understand like the whole standpoint that the metrics don't matter to some people, because really, if you look at it, right, the current state of AEW in terms of as a business, they have the massive TV deal with Turner still going on with Warner Brothers Discovery, whatever. They have the massive TV deal. They just signed the great deal putting their stuff on Max now, which I think is amazing. They should have done that a long time ago. Obviously, that's not up to Tony, but I'm happy they finally got around to doing it. But I do think that TV ratings do still speak for something, whether or not people really think they matter or not. You can't ignore the fact that AEW's average television rating from like its inception up until, I would say, if I'm being generous, Brawl Out was somewhere between like 800,000 to 1 million people a week watching the product, at least watching Dynamite. And now with the average rating being at like, I think it's 600,000. Like that's a friggin' massive drop off.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you can look at it as like, I mean, sure, I'm sure there's like a correlation between the decline in viewership and the decline in the quality of the product, but me as a dude just watching the show, I don't give a fuck how many people are watching it. I don't give a fuck how many people are in the arena. I genuinely could not care less. Every time it gets brought up, I just immediately tune out because I don't care. No, I just it's I feel like with world title wise, I feel like they were fully anticipating having Darby go over on Moxley and taking the belt.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like you're at a point where you need to stop putting your eggs in the Darby Allin basket because clearly wrestling to him is like not his main priority anymore, and I don't think
like
it ever
side
was.
Mission.
Yeah. So if it's like, 'cause you should not have done that to begin with.
No, and yeah.
But I just think like, I don't know, they could have done something really cool, and they should have done something really cool with the Death Rider stuff. I don't know. I feel like I was thinking about this earlier today. I feel like it started because like the big rumor is that it was going to lead into like Shane McMahon debuting, and I feel like that was the plan that Tony had. But I don't think it was a plan that Shane had.
Right.
No,
and
I don't think
there was
either.
ever a. I don't think there was ever a conversation between those two on doing that. I think it was just something that Tony did with the expectation that Shane was going to come in. And then I feel like Shane told him no, or something along those lines. And now he's just stuck with this angle that he jumped the gun on. Now I could be wrong on that, obviously. I don't fucking know anything, but that's how it feels to me.
I don't disagree with you. I think I definitely think, knowing Tony, there were probably discussions between him and Shane that didn't relate anywhere near towards bringing Shane into the company, but they were just conversations between, two really successful businessmen who have been on the, I'm going to say this word a lot here, two successful businessmen who have been on the business end of the business, right? And then Tony thought that through having those conversations, he could win over Shane and bring him into the company through gaining some level of good rapport with him. And then just picked up the wrong message.
Yeah.
But I the question I want to pose, because you brought up Darby, and I agree with you. I think that's where they were going with it, and they shouldn't have put their eggs in that basket. But kind of getting back to what I said earlier on when I was talking about how you have a lot of the same guys in the main event scene who have been in it for years, and nobody really knew, except for, we saw Will Hobbs on Wednesday, and that went flatter than a plate full of piss. But like, can you think of anybody right now in AEW who is actually ready, and I guess the only word I can think of is deserving? That's not necessarily the word that I would use, but I can't really think of anything else. Capable and deserving of being the world champion in the main event scene that they've built up to where you would take it seriously, I guess.
Yeah, Kenny Omega.
Hangman.
Yeah. Like there are guys there, like established guys that you can. Yeah, Osprey.
Yep.
You put it on Osprey, like you can bring Fletcher and have him take it off of you, and now you've got a new guy to work with.
Yeah.
Like they have directions to go. It's not the direction they're going to go.
Yeah.
I don't know.
At least not anytime soon.
No. But I think there's also the issue of like we had Adam Copeland versus Chris Jericho on TV recently. I don't remember if that was last week or like the week before, but I mean that's fine. Like you can like book those guys, you've got them, but why do we need to see that? I don't like. What?
Yeah, like
what are we doing?
That was kind of something that I kind of wanted to talk about, because it's like one thing that I've always noticed is just like you can tell that there's just like a very clear, like, lack of focus in some shit. Like, just like, okay, so like it is very clear that they're probably gonna do Cope versus Mox at Revolution.
Yeah,
the way things are going,
which is stinky.
Why is he feuding with fucking Jericho?
Yeah. Why is the learning tree included in this Death Riders angle?
Yeah, why are they there? Like that's just
Jericho.
like
that's why it's fucking Jericho. He's
it's like an unnecessary addition.
The guy has to be involved with everything. That's what it is.
I'm not gonna go down that road, but I don't know. I don't want to say this, but I mean, Edge is not I'm not calling him Cope. Adam Copeland is not the fucking draw that Tony Khan thought he would be.
No.
Like, you still got him. He doesn't have to be in the fucking any title picture. He doesn't have to be in any title picture.
Oh, like his Christian feud was like fucking great, I thought.
He can just work. He can just work matches.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
that's what he should still be doing.
I just don't get the, like when they had Punk. You could have just had Punk. You didn't have to put the world title on him twice. You could have just had Punk.
Right away.
Yeah, that was definitely like an oh shit, we got Punk, give him the belt.
Like how many times have they done that?
Ultimately,
Where
did kind of cost him.
They bring in a guy like that and immediately like they did it with Danielson too, which I'm not upset with Danielson because he was like,
because it's Danielson.
He's done. He's quote unquote retired, but he could still get in the ring like tomorrow on Collision and work a fucking classic.
Yeah, and I would be like, bet.
But it's like, and I love Punk, and as much as I give Justin shit for it, I love Edge too, but they're definitely like they're not in their primes anymore.
Yeah, like I'm at the point where if you like never gave, Punk a world title ever again, I wouldn't be upset by it.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
But see, I think the thing about when they put the belt on Punk, I think it wasn't as much of a like, oh my God, I think there was some level of like, it was good for business mentality because, I mean, let's face it, Punk at the time was the biggest star in the company.
Yeah, I mean,
just off of his reputation, the hiatus that he had taken and the hype behind his return. So there's money that could have been made with Punk as champion. Now, granted, both title reigns, I don't think either of them lasted more than 7 days.
Yeah.
But like,
I mean, one of them, bro, got hurt like the fucking next Dynamite, so that didn't help.
Right.
Like I I get why they put the belt on Punk, but I don't think they had to. Like, I completely understand the decision to do it and why you would do it, but you did not have to do it.
No,
Yeah,
I
like
agree.
I think, yeah, like I think my biggest thing about it is like it was kind of that first real indication that they were willing to sacrifice their I guess you could call it quote unquote homegrown talent or the ex WWE talent.
Yeah.
Like they like sacrificed Hangman on the run of his life.
Right.
You know,
After he just had
for
that
Punk
entire
at his hottest.
that long angle where he is chasing the title.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, they've done a lot of weird shit with Hangman over the years too, but
Their world
This is
title
like-
scene is kind of interesting to me in the sense that, like, if you look at the lineage of the AEW world title, I think there's only, off the top of my head, 3 guys that won that championship that had never wrestled in WWE prior to winning it, which I understand putting the belt on guys like Mox and Jericho early on, but to keep giving it to them and to keep giving it, like, obviously Samoa Joe, base god, right? Love
Samoa
him.
Joe is not a WWE guy. I'm going to stop you right there.
Mm-hmm.
No, I know, but I'm just
yeah,
saying,
no.
like, he came into the company from WWE. That's my point. Is like there are guys on that roster.
Joe could have been working
who
in
had
TNA the entire time he was in WWE and still come in and gotten that spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. I just think you have such a great roster of talent, and like I know Darby over the years has made it more of a hobby than a fucking job, but like I still think he was ready to be world champion. I think there were a lot of guys that if you had just put a little bit more effort into it, they could have been world champion, and you could have said, hey, here's another homegrown guy that we built up and put the belt on, and they didn't do it.
Well, okay,
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Mhm.
This might be a hot take. Outside of maybe Max, I don't think any of the I guess you'd call them the what was it the fucking
the pillars.
the
4 pillars.
Yeah, the 4 pillars. None of them I ever thought were like from world champion material.
No, I mean Darby
No.
is like
Absolutely not.
Darby is the closest out of the,
Even Darby.
out of the 3. But like
Even Darby, I would say no, don't do it.
Sammy should genuinely not be in the fucking company, and Jack Perry
agree.
is Jack Perry.
Yes.
I agree with both of those assessments.
Like genuinely, Sammy Guevara should have been fired fucking years ago. He adds absolutely nothing to the company.
He's been
From day
given
one.
way too many fucking chances and just actually contributes nothing.
He is ruining Dustin Rhodes' like twilight years of his career. Just completely wasting Dustin Rhodes. Who is a guy who is old as fuck and can still fucking go. And I don't know.
He is one of those, rare breeds that actually could contribute a lot in his older age. And
the 4 pillars is like AEW's version of WWE saying DX won the Attitude Era.
Yes, I agree with that.
Yeah,
It's like
true.
they gas them up so much, but like when you
Yeah.
actually look at it, it's just MJF and that's about it. I mean, Darby's cool.
But
Like
see-
Darby is really good. And if you had to like,
I really like
if you
Darby.
gave me those 4 guys and said you have to put one of these guys as world champion and it can't be MJF, I would
It would be Darby.
I would pick Darby Allin 10 times out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I totally agree. They all could have served their own purpose, right? Like, not all 4 of them ever had to be a world champion because let's fucking face it, dude.
Sammy can serve his purpose of being in the unemployment line. Remember when I was talking earlier
I agree.
about how I don't want to do the high, keep these people and fire these people because I don't want anyone to lose their job. Almost, I don't want almost anyone to lose their job. Sammy Guevara is not included in that. Go cash an unemployment check. I hate you.
But I'm just saying, like, I think if you look at the 4 pillars, and that, by the way, that's such a fucking awful name, but I can't think of anything else. If you look at the 4 of them,
I mean, that's just what they're called.
they all, yeah, but I mean, but like, they all could have served their own purpose on different parts, like different segments of the card, right? Like Jack could have stayed in the tag division. That could have been his thing. And if Sammy wasn't such a fucking scumbag, he could have been in the fucking mid card Darby could have always been a world title contender. He didn't have to be the breakout champion because that's what they should have done with Max. They all could have served their own purpose. But then, you know, things changed and we're at where we're at now. And actually none of them, unfortunately, including MJF right now. And that's not to say that he's not talented, but like, if you look at where he went from, you know, a year ago to where he's at now, it's night and day.
Well, yeah, I mean,
See, Max is weird to me because he's at a point now where I feel like he's just actually peaked and won't do anything.
Yeah, he is literally
above
just there.
what he's doing now.
He's tapped out.
He is just there, like, existing. There's no...
I don't know if I'd say he's tapped out, but he's definitely at a point where I feel like everybody is like, okay, no, like, hey, you know, we're all aware of, you know, what you're like, you know, shtick is, and we're all kind of sick of it.
Yeah. There's no upward trajectory to it. It's either
like
coasting or going down. There's no going up with it anymore.
Yeah, he reached the ceiling. I mean, if he had stayed in the world title picture longer, maybe it would have been a different story.
I don't think that.
No, I think it would have been.
It has nothing to do where he is on the card. It has everything to do with his character, which has
like
hardly changed at all since the company has started.
And see,
but not even that. Just when he was in MLW,
it
was the same. He's had the same character for like a decade.
And see, you know, that's why it sucks because like there were inklings of like, damn, you know, they were like really gonna add shit to him, like the Punk, you know, feud was like fucking incredible, you know, for his character and just as you know, as like a feud, and you know, and then you had you know, for the time, you know, the Adam Cole team at the time I thought was fucking great. It's just a shame that Cole got hurt and then everything kind of, you know, like fell off a cliff because like it was very clear that they had an idea for it. It's just everything, you know, fucking shit the bed when he jumped off that stage.
Yeah, because I was just about to say, I feel like everything for MJF went down the drain when Adam Cole got hurt.
Yeah, because I feel like
been in a constant state of
trajectory
limbo
was going to be
since.
completely different.
Yeah,
but that's not on either of them, in my opinion. And I'm not, you know,
I think there is some blame to put on MJF for not freshening things up, not changing things up.
Yeah, because you could do something different. He's just
like, say what you will about Jericho, whatever you want to say, but that dude, like,
he tries.
He switches his character up when he needs to. Like when shit starts to get old,
yeah,
he
like
changes it.
Yeah, like that's my thing about Jericho. Like the one thing that I will give him, he's like he always tries to at least do something.
He's never stagnant.
You know, different. Yeah, like he always, like I do get the actual feeling that he is like legitimately trying.
Yeah.
Even if we hate him, I do get that feeling that he's trying.
I feel like Max tried to do that though. Like, remember when he came back from his injury, or from after being attacked by fucking the Devil and Undisputed Kingdom and everything? He came back. He had a bit of a different look to him. He was kind of cutting promos differently in a sense as well.
Yeah,
he made an attempt at it. Yeah, he was just Triple H, but you know, but he at least tried to do something different than what he had been doing. But then it didn't get over, and then
because like
they jumped back into it too soon because Adam wasn't ready to come back from his injury, so you couldn't really like bring Max back and then immediately do him and Adam Cole, which would have been probably best case scenario for that feud. It just, they brought Max back in too early. They rushed it when Cole wasn't ready to compete again because he was still hurt. And that gave enough time for people to just stop caring.
Yeah.
And I think that's why we're at where we're at now, where he's just, you know, same old Max.
I mean, there are, so to try to push us forward, because we're at like over half an hour and we've
Yeah.
only been talking about AEW. To kind of just like lay it out, like I there are definitely good spots in AEW right now. Like the stuff that Kenny is doing with the Callis family, I think is actually really cool. I'm pretty invested in that. Kyle Fletcher is I think Kyle Fletcher might be like the brightest part of the company because they do have such like they have a great opportunity with him where he could be your next like top heel in the company. Along with Takeshita. And then, you know, they both have Archer and Brian Cage and Don Callis and all that, and like, that's really cool. And then you got Kenny, you got Ospreay. I think the women's title picture, like the women's world title picture, is really fucking cool right now. But then there is the bad, where it's like, we got a lot of mid card titles that, like we got the Continental Championship, the Continental, the International, the TNT,
International. Yeah.
There's just too much going on there, and then the world title picture is a fucking mess, and and then Mercedes is just holding the TBS title hostage. Where it's like, and that's, I think that might be my biggest gripe, honestly, is there are, I don't get Mercedes. I don't get the appeal. That's okay. That's not for me. Whatever. I get it. But I think there are, like, have her put somebody over. Like, you have to put someone over. Like, you have to give someone the rub. Put Statlander over. Put somebody over. Like, let someone else
Willow
be in that spot. Yeah, put Willow, like, somebody. And I get, like, you know, Statlander's already been TBS champion, and that's cool, but have her beat Mercedes. Like, clearly she's over and she's being booked strong. Like, put someone over to build someone else up so that you have other people to work with, and so you don't end up in a situation like you're in the world title picture where you have Moxley and then it's like, well, who are we gonna have beat this guy, because we don't have anyone ready to go. Like, there are guys ready to go, but you have to like I said earlier, like, you could put it on Kenny, you could put it on Ospreay, you could even put it on fucking Kyle Fletcher if you wanted to, but you had to shoehorn those guys in right now.
Yeah,
and I mean,
it's not in a good spot, and I think I've said this before, and I'll continue saying it until they actually do it. Tony Khan's got to give the books up on like parts of the show and hand it over to other people. He's got to stop booking the entire fucking show by himself, and booking ROH, and booking Collision. Like, it's stop, dude. Let someone help you. Let them help you make the product better, because you doing it by yourself is fucking ruining it. And I don't fault him for that. Like, I understand he wants to do it, but I don't know, dude.
Well,
you gotta let them help you. Yeah.
Well, all right. So, like, two things I want to say, because I know we got to move on, but I do want to get these out. Number one, I agree with you. Tony needs to give up the books. I think it's okay if he continues to book Dynamite. It's the A show. That was his passion project from the beginning. Cool. Have that. But yes, I agree with you. Give Collision. I was about to say Rampage, but, you know, that got canceled.
I'm not saying show by show. I'm saying, like, division by division. Like, he could keep you want to keep
like
booking the world title
to be.
picture? That's fine. Do that. But, like, let someone else book the tag titles. Like, we haven't even talked about the tag titles. I don't think the tag titles have come up a single fucking time. They're gone.
It's non-existent.
They don't exist.
Yeah, they mean
because it's
nothing
non-existent.
Like, the Young Bucks have had them. I don't even know the last time they defended them. I don't even know where the fucking Young Bucks
They're
are.
not even champions.
They're not even
champions.
champions.
Who the fuck are the champions?
Private Party.
Who? Private Party? Where the fuck are they?
They were on Dynamite
They're
this
feuding
week.
with the
but,
Hurt Syndicate.
Yeah, they're making, at first, Private Party beat the Young Bucks for the belts. They weren't really doing anything with Private Party after that, except for kind of like, oh my God, these are the guys that beat the Young Bucks. But that was kind of it. Now they're finally actually trying something with them and giving them the Hurt Syndicate, which is cool. But I do want to say just one more thing about the world title. I don't know if you guys would agree with this, but at least the path that I think they're going down with who's actually going to beat Mox for the title is Eddie Kingston.
Ooh.
I mean, that would make sense, but we have, like, that's not even we're not even, like, in that yet.
I know,
Yeah, like,
I know.
I
Like,
love Eddie, but I wouldn't just have him come back and beat Mox.
Yeah.
no, and I don't think he's going to come back and immediately do it. But I think that's, at least from what I can tell, I think
mean,
that's where they're heading with it.
I think it'd be better than Darby.
I don't
agree.
think it
I
should
think
be
this-
Darby for any reason, personally.
No, I like,
Yeah.
and this was kind of my hot take. Last thing I said, then we'll move on. Was just like, even, when they started that angle, I never thought that it should have been Darby.
No. I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like that's definitely where they were trying to go with it, but I don't know what
yeah.
because like it really was like everything was being booked that Darby would beat Mox, and then Darby's gone. So was there? What is the? Because Darby's gone. He's gonna go climb fucking Mount Everest and maybe
He was
die.
gonna go die on Mount Everest.
So was that just like not communicated to Tony, or did he just not
No, that was
care?
No, he knew for like ever.
yeah. So what the
'cause
fuck were we
Darby
doing?
Was supposed to. Darby was supposed
Yeah,
to hike
because he
supposed
was
to do it
gonna
last
climb
year.
it last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he broke his ankle because
It's like, what is
he got hit by a
the-
fucking
What was the
bus.
fucking issue there? Like, I just don't get that. Like, how does that happen? You know he's not going to be there. Why are you booking it like that? Like, why are you?
Yeah, like that's
I don't
so
get it.
dumb to me.
I don't know. I mean, I think the only way you fix what's going on with them now, like I said, I'm not talking fucking numbers. I don't care about any of that. I don't give a shit. Because if you fix the
Yeah,
problems, those
for
if
me-
you care about that shit, then like it'll work itself out. Like you gotta let other people help you with the show, because there are definitely people there who have. 'Cause you have all these guys in the back. Like you have Daniels, you have like Jerry Lynn still there. You have fucking
Danielson.
Chris Hero,
Hero.
Danielson, and you've got that like active worker veterans. Like you have Jericho,
Joe.
you have Joe, you have Cope, you have fucking like Christian is there.
Yeah, just let them.
You have all these guys who
let
have been in the
them give
business
you
for
input.
fucking 30 plus years. You have Dustin fucking Rhodes, dude. Like,
Yeah.
talk to these guys,
You
get their
technically have
input.
Sting too.
You do have Sting, yeah. Like, they're fucking
Yeah,
guys that
so-
have been there for fucking ever. That know how the
Jarrett.
business works. They've seen it. You have fucking Jarrett, dude. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like,
I've been a big proprietor that Tony should keep the book on Dynamite and give the book for Collision to Jeff Jarrett and just make fucking Collision what it probably was meant to be in the beginning, which is just a throwback to Saturday night's main event and Southern Territory wrestling, which
yeah.
I think Jeff obviously knows what he's fucking doing in that realm, and I think that's what Collision should still be. But
yeah. It's not like, and I say all that, it's not like beyond the point of repair. Like, it's easily fixable stuff. It's just, I don't know if the stuff
It's just
that needs to be
time-consuming stuff.
the stuff that needs to
do,
be repaired.
too.
I don't know if anyone is willing to repair it or let it be repaired.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
kind of my thing. Like like in order to, repair something, you actually have to know that there's a fucking problem to
Yeah.
begin with. Like you actually have to address the fucking problem before you can repair it.
And I get, like, you can't just drop all the angles you've got right now and try to move past it, but like,
No.
it's not like a minority thing. Like, people are very vocal that all this shit is a
Yeah, but-
problem.
Yeah, like the
Mhm.
Death Riders it is like a very vocal, like, hey, please fucking pivot. This shit stinks.
Yeah, you either wrap that
Yeah.
up immediately, or if the end goal is actually bringing Shane in, fucking hurry up.
right.
Yeah.
Like, hurry up.
At this point, I don't think.
I don't think it
Don't know
is, but if
anymore.
like, I don't think that's where it's going. But if that is still where it's going, because it's like, it's definitely like where it was supposed to go.
If it was Shane, I actually think it would have happened already.
I'm in the same boat.
I think it would have happened with Shane the night that they turned on Danielson. I don't think it would have been hidden. I think
Right.
they had the angle pre-written expecting Shane to come in,
Mhm.
and then Shane turned down the offer, and they were like, well, too late
Oh, they-
to rewrite everything, so
wanted
let's
to
just
be
keep what we got and
cryptic.
figure it the fuck out. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like they fucking winged it, which a lot of times that's what that company does. Sometimes it works. A lot of the times it doesn't, because this is one of those businesses where you kind of have to have a fucking plan for an end goal. So,
Yeah.
I think it's also the thing of like WWE used to get a lot of shit for not doing long-term booking. And I think AEW is doing too much long-term booking where they're trying to book too far out and then shit doesn't work. And that's probably how we ended up with the stuff with Darby.
That's yeah.
Yeah, we need to move. We really need to get out of AEW land. So we had the TNA NXT partnership like officially announced recently.
Yeah.
They announced it with TNA Genesis, which is also being branded like an NXT crossover, but there's no there is zero NXT talent on the show. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
Could they show up? Sure.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Do they have a card for that?
Yes,
they do.
Yes, they do.
They do.
Oh, okay.
It's,
when is this show? Is that this week?
I think it's this week.
Yeah.
I will look it up. Hold on.
Yeah, they've been like there's been like a handshake deal with TNA and NXT where like we've had we got Joe Hendry, we got Jordan Grace in the Rumble. Other fuckers I'm sure, but it's now like an official
Masha was on NXT too, so
yeah. Cool. But now it's like an official like multi-year agreement between them to like TNA talent show up on NXT talent show up on TNA.
Yeah.
It's not a new thing in the world of wrestling itself, but for WWE, it's something that they haven't done since like when they did the NWA and 90s. ECW invasions in the 90s. Yeah. Like it's been a while since they've done anything like this. A lot of people complain that it would like they want the main roster included, but I think we have to be realistic here in like TNA and NXT are on the same level. As much as like if you don't want to admit that, that's fine, 100%. But that's absolutely true. And I'm not saying
I don't even think that's enough.
I'm not saying that.
I think NXT
no, it's not. No, yeah, but I'm not saying because there are guys in NXT and there are women in NXT who could leave or sorry TNA that could leave TNA and come to WWE and go straight to the main roster. Like Josh Alexander, he could leave TNA tomorrow, show up on Raw next Monday, and beat Gunther for the title, and I wouldn't even complain.
Real.
Agreed.
Actually do that. But like the state that like TNA is in right now, they are definitely NXT level, which is not bad at all. I just don't get the complaining about it. Like it's something cool. It opens the door to other stuff, and then other people were like, well, "If you're gonna do this, then do a partnership with AEW." You're fucking stupid, dude. Come on, that's not gonna happen.
They don't correlate.
They had
First things first, just not to cut you off, but like going off of what you just said, right? Where people are complaining about it not being with the main roster guys too. Let it be known that TNA does have guys such as Nick Nemeth and the fucking Hardy Boys. Yeah. That if they were to show up on a WWE program, I think it's pretty safe to say that the Hardy Boys at least aren't going to show up in NXT. I genuinely think one of them, if not both, will be in the Royal Rumble. I think you'd miss a massive opportunity with this new partnership not to get Jeff Hardy in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, I think we're gonna see quite a few TNA talent in the men's and women's Rumble. Like we'll probably get Jordan Grace again. We'll probably get like we'll get Joe Hendry in the Rumble finally. We'll see Masha in the Rumble. Probably, I mean, maybe get the Hardys. At least maybe get Nick Nemeth. I think Nick Nemeth would be really cool because he's, as of right now, he's the TNA champion. He does face Hendry Saturday.
That's true.
In a title match, so that could change. But I still think I think regardless of Hendry winning the title or not, he's going to be in the Rumble because it was such like everyone wanted him in the Rumble last year and they didn't get it, and I feel like you can't deprive the fans of like not getting Joe Hendry in the Rumble this year after not doing it last year.
Agreed. And can I clarify something about this partnership as well? And correct me if I'm wrong. But as far as I'm concerned, this partnership, because I'm seeing this a lot on Twitter and other places recently after this was announced, this partnership does not mean that TNA wrestlers and the TNA versions of current WWE talent can appear in a 2K game. It does not mean that the TNA shows are going to go over to Peacock.
No.
God, no. Strictly it is strictly a working relationship on the same level, obviously a little bit more in terms of the talent being exchanged, but like on the same level of how WWE is also working with Noah right now.
Right.
That doesn't mean that
Oh.
fucking Kiyomiya is going to be in 2K.
Yeah.
It just means that they're working together and they're helping each other out and giving each promotion's talents an opportunity to get a different to gain a different knowledge of the business by working somewhere else.
For example, Omos, current fucking tag champion
Yeah.
over in Noah right now.
Ace
who,
God. Ace God.
And it's good for guys like that. I think, number one, we got to stop bitching about shit like this. Stuff like this wasn't happening 10 fucking years ago. It's better for wrestling as a whole when stuff like this happens.
Cool as fuck. Yeah,
Stop
it is
bitching about it
genuinely
because
cool as fuck.
it's getting guys like Omos. I think he's the best example of this. What the fuck was he doing in WWE for the last like 2 years?
Absolutely
he was barely
nothing.
on TV.
Nothing.
He was only,
yeah.
as far as I know,
He
was
fought
in
Brock,
Royal
and that was
Rumbles,
it.
And
Yeah.
he fought Brock at Mania last year. He
He
was in
fought
the Royal
Brock.
Rumble. Those are his only 2 appearances on anything WWE has done in at least a year.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
now he's in Japan working Noah, and he looks like $1 million fucking bucks. Like he looks great.
Yeah, he's fucking
over
over
there.
as fuck
Yeah.
too.
And it's
Yeah.
it's great
Fuck.
for guys like that where it's like, regardless of like, I love Chad Gable. I
Right.
did the bit that I was gonna bitch about it. I'm gonna fucking bitch about it anyway. Chad Gable, Victoria's on SmackDown. Holy shit.
Ooh.
Sorry.
Whoa, what? Wait, no.
she's just in the crowd. She's just in the crowd.
No, she's not doing anything really.
What was I saying? Oh, Chad Gable, I think could be world champion. He could beat Gunther at WrestleMania, which would be a really good story, actually.
Mm-hmm.
But I also understand that there are guys above him that are going to get the TV time above him, and they're going to get those world title shots above him.
Yeah, like
There's
it's
only
still a
so
business
much. There's
at the end of the
only
day, too.
there's only so much TV time that you have. And there's only so many people you can fit on a show. It's not fucking 98 anymore. We can't do 3-minute matches and get fucking 30 people on the
You
show.
can't do
It
the
just
car
doesn't work that
crash
way
of
anymore.
television anymore.
So
Mm-hmm.
while it does suck for guys like Omos, who I think do deserve TV time, but just necessarily can't get it because there are people above them on the card that have to be on the show. So for Omos to,
Right.
AEW does it where they used to let their guys go to GCW, not anymore. But like their guys can work indie dates. Like AEW guys show up in like DPW. They had fucking FTR just fucking worked DPW, right? Like not that long
they
ago.
were gonna have Adam Cole versus fucking Chris Danger.
Yeah, like I think that's
Like-
something really cool. Like AEW lets their guys take indie bookings. And while it's not like we don't have WWE talent taking indie bookings, but they are working in other companies, like they let Shayna work fucking Bloodsport.
Yep.
Yeah.
They let Nakamura works Japan, I feel like twice, like once a year at
AJ
least.
Styles went to Noah too.
AJ Styles went to know it. Like it's cool stuff. Stop bitching about it. It's cool. Let them fucking do it because it's awesome and it's great for those guys that can't get on the show. Because they can still go work. Like they're not sitting and catering like you used to do when you're in WWE and they can't put you on the show. Like they have nothing for you. You're sitting in the back eating a fucking hot dog. Like no, you can go fucking work somewhere. If you want to go work somewhere else, you have somewhere to go work now while still making WWE money. So it could be better. But it could also be a lot worse. It could be 10 years ago where you couldn't do any of this.
Right.
Yeah, that's the thing is like, could you imagine going back to like 2008 and telling people that like TNA and WWE were going to actually have a fucking official like signed partnership? Even going back and telling people that WWE was going to do work with fucking Noah.
Right.
Like,
yeah, they would call you mental.
Yeah, there's never been a time in wrestling up until now where this was a possibility, and the fact that they actually capitalized on the opportunity at hand is so sick. And I again, like I agree with you. I don't see how anybody can be upset with that.
Yeah, it's really cool stuff. I'm excited to see where it goes because there are a lot of possibilities. Like we get a TNA guy as the NXT champion, which Joe Hendry should have won the NXT title a while back, in my opinion.
Mhm.
Right.
You know, guys coming over and working for other belts, like I think it's really cool.
Yeah, like I just think that's a cool concept.
Have a fucking
You know,
TNA
plus
title match on an NXT pay-per-view, dude.
I was just about to say that. Like it opens up, you know, like a possibility of like, hey, maybe one day at like an NXT fucking pay-per-view, we could get like the fucking TNA championship.
Yeah. I think it's cool. And you
Like,
could even do like
yeah.
a fucking, like how AEW and New Japan do their like crossover pay-per-views.
Yeah, like a crossover.
Do stuff like that, dude. Have the NXT champion take on the TNA champion. Like, that's cool as fuck. That shit, like, that
Yeah,
is
and-
so cool,
Yeah,
dude.
bring back oh my god, what was it called? When Worlds Collide, but
Yeah.
bring that back.
Yeah.
Just do
Yeah.
It's so cool.
an NXT and like TNA.
It also allows an opportunity for guys who are in WWE now under a Legends deal. Like, and I know we're all marks for the guy, but this is like, it allows an opportunity for a guy like Kurt Angle, who
Mhm.
is under a WWE Legends deal, to appear in the company that arguably he had the better run in. Like,
He was in TNA longer than he was ever in WWE.
Which is
Yeah,
insane to
and-
fucking think about.
it is, but it gives you an opportunity to let guys like him, guys like AJ,
Mhm.
fucking Bobby Roode,
I
Booker.
was gonna say AJ Styles in the fucking TNA Hall of Fame now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
You know,
But yeah,
viable.
so while we're in the world of WWE, they're hot. Like,
Yeah, real.
hotter than they've been in 30 years. Hot, like
Oh,
crazy
100%.
style.
Yeah, they're
Um,
like attitude era level hot again.
Yeah, it's
Almost.
fucking insane. So
Yeah.
Raw debuted on Netflix a couple weeks ago. First show, pretty good. Not great, but pretty good.
Did
This
its
past
job.
Monday's the second episode, very good.
Mhm.
But better than the first
argue
episode,
better.
in my opinion. Yeah.
I was gonna say
Um,
I would argue better in the first episode.
We had Penta's
And I
debut, which was a crazy fucking match with Gable.
Dude,
Oh,
that
yeah.
match fucking ruled.
It was so good.
That's ruled.
What are you gonna say, Dean?
I was just gonna say that like both shows served their purpose in a sense of like
Yeah.
obviously the first episode was
absolutely.
supposed to be a spectacle. It was supposed to attract the eyes of people who had never really watched WWE before or hadn't watched it in forever.
Right.
And then this week's show was
Absolutely.
obviously supposed to be the like, hey,
You know, back on track.
thank you for watching last week. Now that you're here, this is what you can expect every week. And
Right.
then opening up
Yes.
the show with a pretty good Punk and Rollins promo into one of the most amazing Monday Night Raw matches of the past 5 years, in my opinion, with Penta and Gable
Mhm.
is a hot way to start your product.
It just
Yeah.
it felt
I was going to
so
say network,
crazy.
but
It
yeah.
felt so crazy because I'm watching that match and I'm like, this match is happening like in a WWE ring. This isn't like a. It was
Yeah.
not it did not feel like a WWE match. It felt like
Yeah,
it felt like a
match.
wrestling match, not a sports
Yeah,
entertainment
and this is
fucking competition.
and this is gonna lead into my next big point. Vince McMahon, go fuck yourself.
Die.
Mhm.
Yeah, Vince McMahon. I agree.
But yeah, we've so like WWE really hot. We've got the Rumble coming up pretty soon. Got a lot of stuff going on with that. Like we've got Cena in the Rumble, Roman in the Rumble, Punk in the Rumble, Drew in the Rumble, Seth in the Rumble.
Mhm.
I'm probably missing
LA
other people.
Knights in the Rumble.
LA
I
Knights in
think.
the Rumble.
Ray they just
Mhm.
announced.
Yeah, Ray's in the Rumble, and
Yes, it's a
Kevin and Cody are feuding right now for the WWE title.
Mhm.
They're actually like dubbing it a unification match at
Yeah,
the
which is
Rumble and the
crazy
ladder
that,
match.
like, hey, we got the winged eagle back on fucking TV.
Yeah.
It's fucking-
So, it's because they had Cody bring it out at Saturday night's main event, and I was like, oh well, this is cool, but like, hate that it's a one-off, and it's been on TV every week since.
Yeah, and I was there
Uh,
for that. I'm like, oh, that's cool. They brought out the winged eagle, and
Yeah.
and then I saw from Kevin Owens had a fucking package pile driver, and I'm like, oh wait, what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah.
You know?
So I think it would. I think it'd be really cool to, regardless of who wins that match, whether it be Cody or Kevin, I think it'd be really cool to let's get a new belt design in, please, and maybe like modernize the Winged Eagle.
I
was
think
just
that's
about to
Because if
say,
you're not doing
do, like,
that-
a modernized winged eagle.
Because well, it just feels because if you're not doing that, then why did you bring it back? You know what
Yeah,
I
like,
mean?
that's-
Like
I
it's
mean,
kind of
yeah.
weird to bring it back into the
I
picture
can
and
understand
then
it's because of like a Saturday Night's Main Event vibe,
Right.
but even then, you like kept it around.
yeah.
Like you clearly want to do something with it.
It's just weird to it would be weird to do that to then just like the Raw after
Just
the
like,
Rumble,
hey,
just
like, it never
have
happens.
the old belt back, like just have the network logo belt back, like
Yeah,
come
like,
on, you
that'd
gotta
be
do
kinda
something
boring.
cool.
And I think doing a redesign, a modernization of the Winged Eagle, especially now with what's going on in WWE this year, I think we can all agree that maybe not agree on how it's going to happen, but agree that at least we know Cena's going to win it at some point. I think
Yeah,
it would be
I-
really cool
I
for Cena to break that record with that new belt with the Winged Eagle
That'd be
flavor.
cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
Cena holding a winged eagle variation would actually make me die happy.
Well, it's also with the belts. God damn it! I can't believe we're doing belt talk, but here we go.
Yeah.
With the belt, like we had the fucking years where like every belt was a network logo. Like we have the WWE title, big network logo. We have the
Yeah.
Universal title, big network logo.
Yeah,
Raw
red and blue variants
the
of,
Raw
like,
women's
everything, yeah.
Raw women's title, network logo, SmackDown women's title, network logo, and like they're all
Yeah,
gone
it's like, branch out,
except for the
please.
WWE title. Well, and the WWE Women's Championship is also that.
Yeah.
But I just think like we're getting away from it, and I get why they have that belt because it is just like a big walking fucking billboard for the company. It's time to change it up, dude. That belt's been around and it's had a few different variations, I will say, but for the most part, the design has been the exact same since 2013.
Yeah,
More or
the
less,
belts,
when
the
Rock had
belt's
the
been exactly the same.
yeah.
The belt's been exactly the same with the exception of fucking some different plating and strap color. That's really all they've changed.
They've changed the plating up a little bit. They've changed the strap color. They've changed the backing, like behind the logo, and they've changed the. This is something that no one should ever notice, but they've changed the. They changed the gems and the logo itself a few times.
Yes, they have.
And we had the cool black swoosh that AJ held on SmackDown Live a while back.
Yeah, it was cool.
Oh yeah, forgot they did that.
Fucking almost 10
Big
years
black
ago.
swoosh.
But yeah, let's get a new world title in there.
I agree.
Yeah, we got the Rumble coming up. We already kind of talked about it a little bit, but Cena's farewell tour started. Let's talk about that. Let's what do we want Cena to do?
Ooh, God.
I think without getting into the nitty gritty exactly and like giving you my entire like what I would do with Cena from now until fucking December, I think to hit the major points of, to me, there's like at least 3 things that he has to do before he leaves. One more match with Randy. I know there are people out there who are going to be like, really, you're going to do that?
No,
yes,
fuck that.
we're going to
He
fucking do
absolutely
it.
should have one more match with Randy.
It's our last chance. Like, you're never going to get another chance to see whatever you want to say about the time period it happened in. Fine. Can't argue that it's one of the most legendary feuds in the company, in the history of the fucking company.
I would do
wasn't always
one more
great.
time.
That was my second thing is number 1, you have to do Cena Randy again. Number 2, you have to do Cena Punk somehow. Number 3, and I think this is one that all of us are going to share, he has to break Flair's record. That is a must. I don't care if he wants to be fucking humble and say, well, I don't want to take the spot from
Don't go the
the younger
Danielson
talent.
route. Fucking do it, dog.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck you. You're actually going to take the spot from the younger talent.
Yeah, you will actually
because we
take it,
want you.
Orphan. I will shoot you.
Here's what I'm gonna.
Yes,
I'm gonna book the Rumble all the way up to Mania with John Cena.
Okay.
We're gonna have Cena not win the Rumble. Okay.
Cook.
Cena is going to be in like the final 4. Hell, you can even have him be in the final 2. Have him be the last guy eliminated. Have Punk
That would be
eliminate
great.
Cena to win the Rumble. Whoever the fuck you want to win
That
the
would-
Rumble, have them eliminate Cena to win it at the very end.
That would be such a great chance
I'm
to
not
use
done.
that between. Oh, okay. Sorry.
I've got a lot to go through here.
All right. Go through it.
Have Cena come out on the Raw after the Rumble and be, man, couldn't get it done. Well, we still got the Chamber coming up. I can win the Chamber. I can get to Mania. And then we get to the Chamber. Cena's in the Chamber, right? Okay. Who pick your 5 guys. Does not matter. Doesn't matter to what I'm doing here.
Mm-hmm.
Cena wins the Chamber. Okay. Pick Gunther.
Right.
Pick Cody. Doesn't matter. Cody would work better in this scenario. We get to the Mania match. It's Cena. I'm saying Cena versus Cody because this is who I had in mind when I was thinking about this. Cena eats fucking Crossroads, fucking Cody Cutter, disaster kick. Cody keeps kicking out of fucking attitude adjustments. He can't get him to tap out with the STFU. He just can't get it done. Cena goes for another attitude adjustment. We do the little, Cody's trying to get to the rope spot. Cody gets off of it. Ref bump. Cena hits the attitude adjustment. Goes for the pin. Ref's down. He's like losing it, dude. He's getting frustrated. He can't get the job done. He's over the hill. He's past his prime at this point. And he's got to do what he has to do to get the job done. And he hits Cody with the belt. He hits the attitude adjustment. And he wins the title. And he turns heel at WrestleMania.
Mm.
And then from there, you do whatever the fuck you want. I don't care. Cena could retire right after that. Don't care. That's what you need to fucking do, dude. That's what needs to fucking happen. We have to get a heel run out of this. Now, past that, obviously, like, if it doesn't happen, at least get them to 17, however you have to do it.
Yeah.
But another thing that I feel like is getting overlooked a lot is John Cena's not a fucking Grand Slam winner. He's never had the Intercontinental title. Dude,
Mm-hmm.
I was just
fucking,
thinking that.
put the IC belt on that motherfucker. How the fuck is he not, like... It's John fucking Cena. He has every accomplishment. He's won a Rumble. He's won Money in the Bank. He's won every title but the Intercontinental title. How the fuck does that happen?
Real?
Being the world champion all the
Sheamus.
fucking time.
Fix it.
Yeah, it's like Sheamus too. It's like,
Yeah.
bro, have you won everything but the ick title?
Yeah, like, fix it. Make it happen. Cena had a U.S. title run in, like, 2015. It couldn't have been the IC title.
Damn it.
But yeah, that's my whole spiel on it. I just
I mean,
get
to
those
be
things
honest,
done, and then work with Randy, work with Punk, obviously.
you could do an IC title open challenge shit now. I don't give a fuck. Do that.
Yeah.
Have him hold it for like a few weeks, and then have somebody
Have
get, like, a big
Obafemi come up and
surprise,
fucking beat
win
him.
over. Oh, that'd be hot.
Yeah, dude. I mean, that's like, because he's
that'd be
he's
hot.
obviously like, he's gonna win. I'm gonna like almost guarantee that he's gonna win the world title. But he is so obviously going to put someone over on his way out. Dude, I don't even remember the last time he won a fucking match.
He's been doing nothing over the past few years but put people over.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
Like, he's obviously going, like, if he wins the world title, he's obviously going to put someone over
Right, now,
when he loses it.
now, to me, right?
Mm.
At least in my opinion, the guy at the end, at least to me, that should get that, like that big, John Cena rub, to me, should be, Braun Breaker
I agree.
at the end.
Agreed.
I agree.
I totally
It
agree.
should be Braun.
I think you could even, maybe Cena doesn't have to win at the Rumble. Like, maybe he can win, or not at Mania. Maybe Cena could win the world title at SummerSlam, right?
Oh, God.
So let's think about it this way, and we have Cena beat Braun for the IC title at Mania.
Mhm.
And then we'll have Cena, he'll lose the belt in some way. He can even relinquish it, for all I care. But he wins the world title at SummerSlam. And then at Survivor Series, he drops the world title to Braun Breaker.
Yeah.
And then we've got a month left with Cena. He can work whoever he wants in his retirement match.
Yeah.
So, what I'll say about what you guys just pitched out there, I agree with almost everything you said. The only thing that I wouldn't do is turn him heel. And I know that's crazy
Suck my dick.
because everybody wanted it for a long will do. I know everybody wanted it for a long time. And I think if it had happened when people were asking for it to happen, it would have been great. I don't think now, with what's going on, anybody is going to willingly boo John Cena on his last tour.
He doesn't have to be booed.
No, but I mean, like, you have the guy. To me, it would be backwards to bring him in at the one time in his career where he is undoubtedly getting cheered, like 100% babyface.
That's
finally.
why
Like,
you should do it, honestly.
Exactly, yeah. He's at the point in his career where it makes sense for him to have
now you want to cheer
like
for me. Go fuck yourselves. Right when I'm leaving, now you want to cheer for me. Type shit.
Well, not even just that, but it's
that.
like he is retiring. He is done. He's cooked.
Yeah.
He's
Plus,
washed.
You could turn face again at the very end.
Yeah.
I'll give it
Whoever
to you
fucking
under
beats you for the world
conditions.
title, shake his hand, you're done. Clean.
He also hasn't won a match in fucking 5 years or
Yeah,
whatever.
exactly. He's fed up,
Yeah,
dude.
let him be Cena.
He's frustrated, yeah.
I'm okay with it under two conditions. Number one, he has to go back to his like
L
06, 07
ratio.
look.
L. No. No, he does not.
What would he do to change up his look turning heel now?
He doesn't even
Like,
have to.
Everything you talked about in
Hollywood
in the-
Cena.
in the
Yeah,
Chris Van Vliet.
ooh.
He could
He
literally
already
just be
has that,
Hollywood
though.
Cena.
We have that with
He
Dwayne right now.
has a fucking heel theme. in his
Dwayne is
fucking
not
roster
Hollywood Rock
that-
anymore,
that
though.
got never used ever. That
Close
he
enough.
could very easily, debut, and I would fucking go ape shit for. So I.
Bad man.
What? No.
Oh, not that one.
No.
It's not released. We don't know what it
Did you
sounds
not
like.
watch the interview?
No, he did
Did you
not.
not watch the interview?
Oh no,
Oh.
What interview?
He talked about how like
CBV
he
one.
wrote like an entire heel song, but he was gonna turn
Oh.
for the Rock feud. He was gonna turn heel. He like wrote like a song for it. He was gonna wear like a singlet or some shit.
Mhm.
He was gonna be like a chicken shit heel.
I don't think he
For
has
that
to do
run.
all of that if we do it here,
No, but like at
but it would have been cool. But
the very
I don't.
least,
It's
do the
not
song.
necessary to do that. Yeah, he's definitely got to change the
I
song,
wanna
but he
hear the
doesn't have
song.
to change his look all that much. He can just be
No, I don't think he needs to do all that.
old, fed
Well,
up,
you might be
fucking
winning
John
me
Cena.
over here. You might be winning me over because I honestly think if he does turn heel and he kind of plays it up like as if he never did, and he thinks that it's totally okay to do what he did and it's a total good guy thing to do, and he just keeps the
Just be
current look
Peacemaker,
and theme
honestly.
song.
Just be Peacemaker.
Yeah,
He can just be 99 Kurt, where
Homelander.
Kurt was literally just an
Yes.
80s face, but
Yeah.
he was a heel because
Exactly.
he was an 80s face.
All right, you
Yeah.
you win. I'm
I'm not saying he has to be
in on that
squeaky
idea.
clean to the point where he's getting booed because he is so good guy, but I'm like, he should be doing heel tactics. Like, he's not necessarily, well, I mean, him hitting Cody with the belt is cheating to win, but like, he's doing
It
what he
should
has
be-
to do to win, whether you like it or
Yes.
not, because he has to do it, because he's not Super Cena anymore,
He only does it when
but he desperately
needs
wants to
retain
be
the
Super
belt.
Cena.
Yes.
Like, he wants to get back on the level of being Super Cena, but he doesn't have it in him physically anymore, so he has to leverage what he can to be Super Cena. Which in turn makes him a heel, because when he was Super Cena, he was just doing it as Cena. Which
Right.
fan base didn't like it, but like in kayfabe, there's nothing wrong with what he was doing. He was just fucking a really good wrestler. But now he's not
Yeah.
as good of a wrestler because he's older, and he doesn't have it in him anymore, so he has to, like, he's got to do what he's got to do to fucking be on the same level that he was 15 years ago.
I think it's one of those things that if they do end up doing it, which I don't know if they will, but if they do, I'm not gonna instantly shit on it. I'd like to see where it goes.
Yeah.
I think you can handle it well. I think there's potential in it. You won me over on the idea. I at first didn't think that would be the right move, but it's not a terrible idea thinking more about it. They just have to handle it the correct way.
Yeah, and there's not, like, he doesn't have to be a heel his entire retirement run, you know, like John said, he can
That's what I was
drop the
That's
belt,
what I was
shake
gonna
the guy's
say my other
hand, and that's
position
it.
was.
That's the end of it.
Yeah, he has to retire. To me, he has to at least have his retirement match as a babyface.
John Cena
Like,
could shoot a newborn
it's-
child in the middle of the fucking ring in his retirement match. He's going to get cheered at the end of it. Doesn't matter.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be fun, dude. It's one of the most fun periods that WWE's ever had, arguably, and I think Cena having this tour is definitely gonna add to it, like a ton. I'm very excited. Oh, I'll be balling, dude. That last match, when he wins the belt, I'll be crying. Like, that's a real moment, like history that only he can break. Because realistically, I know Randy's probably the next guy closest to breaking that record, I think, right?
He is, yeah. Well, Hunter, but that's not going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, but the only guy active now who has a chance of breaking
I don't
Flair's
know.
record
Flair could be
other than
active
Cena.
very soon.
All right.
That's fucking true. You might. Could you imagine if Cena's like finally breaks the record and then Rick is
Hey,
just,
come down. All right. I got one more in me.
Wait a minute! John Cena, me and you, backlash. Yeah, there's a lot of cool shit you can do with Cena. I just hope they don't just have this dude lose every fucking match he's in on his way out, dude. Like,
No,
Yeah,
I agree.
be Cena.
be Cena one last time
Literally
for
just be
the
Cena.
last year of your fucking career. Win the world title, win the Intercontinental title. If he doesn't win the Intercontinental title, I'll be more upset if he doesn't win the Intercontinental title than if he doesn't win the world title.
I can agree with that.
Yeah,
Like, if
I
he
can
wins
get-
the
I can get
world
with that.
title, that's great. But if he doesn't win the IC title and he retires
Okay,
and never
I
Grand
will say
Slam,
this
I'll be
too.
so upset.
I will say this too. If and only if they do give him the IC title, there is only one man that I will accept, to win the title off him.
Mm,
That's fucking Ilya Dragunov when he comes back.
real.
Real.
Justin, chime in.
Yep.
Thank
No,
you.
here's what I gotta say.
Okay.
Thank you.
That fucker should be wrestling on Raw or SmackDown or both every week.
I agree.
He should be wearing the lock and chain, all the time. So if at any point you want to turn him heel, it's always available.
Ooh, he should call Michael Cole gay.
Mm.
Don't do that.
And whatever you do not have Cena fucking give the rub to like Cody or
Like Logan Paul
Roman.
or some shit.
Just don't have him give the rub to someone who's like very obviously
doesn't need it.
already established.
Legitimately,
Yeah.
Cena should beat Cody for the belt, and then they never interact ever again.
I don't think if he beats Cody for the belt, I'm not
They
saying
can
that's
they
not
can
the
have
right
a
idea,
they can have a
but that's-
rematch. They can have a
I know.
rematch
Yeah.
at Backlash.
Didn't
but
they
if he
do
ain't
away with
beating
that?
them- What?
The rematch clause?
No,
The
you know.
contract?
Come on, man.
They can bring it
I'm
back.
thinking of
I'm just
They'll book the
saying.
rematch anyway.
I'm just saying.
Can I
Okay,
say
anyway.
one more thing about Cena? At least is that I know, like, winning the championships is priority. I think in terms of booking him, but I think we also need to. And I know the chances are low, but like, can we take advantage of the fact that this is the last time we'll ever get a chance to potentially get Cena versus Austin?
Oh God.
I know. Look,
I mean,
listen.
oh God.
it is a
Not happening.
it is a
Oh, wait a minute. Dude,
greater
what about
than,
me?
it's a shut up. It is a greater than 0% chance, but it's less than 1.
That's yes.
It's not 0.
Yeah, it's not 0, but it ain't 1.
It's not 0.
I don't think Steve would be. I don't want to say he wouldn't be opposed to the idea because I don't know how he feels about the last match, but I think the opportunity, if it presents itself, has to be taken. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it's going to happen.
Okay.
Absolutely zero reason that Austin would leave his house to work a match with Cena in the year of our Lord 2025.
I think that would probably be one of the few guys he would leave the house for.
Nope, don't think so.
Respectfully,
he did it for Kevin because Kevin is Kevin.
If you're going to bring Austin out for anybody, it should be Punk.
Yeah. Exactly.
No, I agree.
It should be Punk.
Austin would leave his house for Punk. He's not leaving it for Cena.
I'd rather see Austin versus Punk. I want to clarify that. That's the one that I want more, but I still think if for some reason we can't get that, it's just a dream match of mine. I think it would be really cool if they can take advantage of an opportunity if it presents itself. It's like once in a lifetime. So
it's really cool. It would be really cool.
That already happened.
Brett and Kurt would also have been really cool, but it didn't happen because it was too late for it to happen.
Undertaker
it's simply too late. Yeah.
They had many fucking chances.
I mean, I guess there is
just don't happen.
There is a slight possibility that Austin could be like, yeah, that'd be cool, but I don't see him chomping at the bit to do it.
I really don't see it. Like I said, I don't think it's a 0% chance, but it is at most probably 1%.
Yeah.
No, I know. Look, it's wishful thinking.
And where would you even do it? Austin ain't working a fucking. It's not started yet, and they'd have to have started it now. So there's one thing. If there's one thing with Austin, Austin has no issue like doing a match like that, but it has to have a story, and they haven't already started the story. They haven't even not even been a hint. Nothing. He ain't doing it.
It's not something that if they were gonna do it, they'd have to immediately start it. I think it's one of those things that like. Yes and no, because I think
Austin is sitting on a fucking farm with his goddamn cats right now. He ain't fucking leaving for a story that's starting in 3 weeks.
I'm not leaving my house for a goddamn poncho, son.
Hey Steve, we want you to come in and stun fucking John Cena. I didn't do it 10 years ago. I'm not doing it now. Yeah, what about Phil?
Poncho.
I'm not doing that either, son.
Yeah. Oh, I will actually. Hold on.
Nope.
They had the perfect opportunity to do Punk and Austin, 15 years ago, and they didn't do it. So,
yeah, well,
they might fucking still.
I doubt it.
I doubt it too, but you never. Again,
we're thinking of Austin too much like a typical retired wrestler, where they will take any opportunity to leave their house and work another match. Where Austin is very much Austin
is a real man.
Yeah, he is.
He's really
done with it.
Like, no, I am not doing shit, big man.
Him coming out and doing doing the Kevin Owens match was genuinely the most shocking thing I've seen in wrestling in my entire life.
Agreed.
I agree. Like, that was like, what the fuck? And Vince McMahon also wrestled on the exact same show.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Like, Dean, I'm with you. It would be really cool, and I would like to see it. It's just not going to happen. As much as you want to manipulate it to try to happen and try to come up with ways to make it happen, it's not happening.
No, I again, this isn't something that I'm saying because I think it's fucking like I'm sold that it's definitely going to happen. I'm just saying there are opportunities with this run with Cena to do things like that. You have one last chance to do that kind of thing.
Oh yeah, well, you could do Cena Hogan too. That shit ain't fucking happening.
So, hear me out. That one,
brother. He wouldn't beat me.
Hear me out. That we're gonna do one more time. We're gonna do Wrestle Kingdom 20. We're gonna do John Cena versus Hiroshi Tanahashi double retirement.
I'm
real. I'm here for it.
Yeah, I'm in. I don't know. It's there's a lot of stuff you can do with it, but there's a lot of stuff that's not going to happen, Denathan, unfortunately.
Yeah.
My only big thing about this entire Cena retirement run is I really especially if he's not going to work like a shit ton of matches. Like, please don't waste any matches.
Yeah. Don't
Right.
put him
Yeah,
out on
don't-
fucking
I
Raw
really
working,
don't
like,
want to see him versus like fucking Logan Paul at SummerSlam or some shit. I really don't want to see that.
You willed that into existence
yeah,
now,
you
by the way.
would. No, that was going to happen regardless.
No. For other people, have been saying that already. So
It's going to
I
happen.
saw some people say that it was going to happen at fucking WrestleMania, and I'm like, I want you dead for that.
Kill myself.
I want you fucking dead for that.
If Cena's not wrestling for a title of some sort at WrestleMania, I
That's a
might drive to
huge fucking
Connecticut
missed opportunity.
and log into a computer at WWE headquarters and kill Triple H in Minecraft with a gun in
That's
Minecraft.
real.
Tim's gonna hack his pacemaker.
hmm With a gun in Minecraft.
God. Oh fuck!
But yeah, we're about to hit.
stole my obsidian.
We're about to hit an hour and a half, and I think we've talked enough about stuff.
We're
I'm
done.
I hate wrestling.
to Japan yet, dude.
Fuck you.
I hate
We're
wrestling.
done.
Listen, you want to know the state the Japanese wrestling is in right now? I don't even want to fucking talk about it.
Don't
Like,
know.
I.
No, bro, they got Omos over there.
Yeah, real. Yeah, we talked about fucking Japan, dude. We talked about
Yeah, we
Noah
talked
Hall.
about Omos.
We covered GHC
Yeah, those
heavyweight
could be me.
tag.
We talked about Omos.
Oh,
Talked about Omos.
Yeah, it's fine.
Japan, go fuck yourselves. But you know,
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy work.
So I don't
Who's
know
the
how,
IWGP champion?
Saber still out there,
IWGP
hopefully?
champion?
Oh, yeah, it
it's
is Saber.
He's probably going to drop it to Goto. But
That would be hot.
Shouts out my favorite boy, Zack Sabre Jr.
Put it on
The
Cena.
idea of Sabre Jr. dropping into fucking Goto does not sound appealing to me at all. But
Yeah, put it on Cena.
See, real.
Send Cena to TNA.
put it on fucking Hiromu. I don't give a fuck.
Dude, Cena doing one TNA match would actually cook super crazy. Wait,
Joe Hendry.
now that you said that, I kind of want them to fucking do that now.
Have Cena
that-
beat fucking Nick
actually,
Nemeth
no,
for the
don't.
TNA title.
Actually,
No,
don't
God
do
damn it!
that.
Joe
Actually,
Hendry
no,
needs to do
no.
that.
Hold on. Actually, maybe don't do that because they're probably gonna give him Moose, and I don't want. I don't want him fighting Moose. So no.
you're probably onto
Actually,
something,
no.
big dog.
Let's not do that. You were onto something, but fucking then I remembered, TNA stinks. So no.
No, never mind. Yeah, I take it back. Yeah, we're done.
We're done.
That's
I
it.
don't-
No way.
You know what? We don't
Uh.
even want to. I'm done with wrestling now. I think I've talked enough about it.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, Mark.
But yeah, I don't know how often we'll do stuff like this. The plan is to do it weekly, but I don't think every episode's going to be an hour and a half long like this one is.
Nope.
Nah,
Uh,
we didn't even cover some like big stuff that happened this week, and that's just simply because there's a lot to talk about. There's
It's
too much to
yapping.
talk about.
Yeah, number
And it would
one.
just lead to-
Vince McMahon is still alive.
Oh my God.
unfortunately.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
What?
We need Charlotte Flair.
Charlotte Flair! She just got a
Yeah.
promo package on
Charlotte Flair.
SmackDown.
Promo package on SmackDown right now.
There's Charlotte
live
Flair.
Awesome.
at 10:36 at night.
Yeah, dude, I've been sitting here. I'm like, what
Bro,
the fuck is
doxing us
SmackDown
right
going
now
to
is
end?
Crazy.
It's 3 hours.
That's
Also,
awesome.
Charlotte Flair is
Fuck.
back. The
The
substance
Charlotte
font.
Flair. That was the substance font. That's fucked up.
Substance font is crazy.
Just fucking end it.
Yeah, Tiffany Stratton won the women's title. That's cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Rhea
Yeah,
Ripley won the
Charlotte gets
other
nothing, like-
women's title. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Julie won the NXT.
Malachi's-
It's fucking crazy.
Malachi's coming to WWE.
Malaki?
Allegedly, that's like the 7th time that rumors popped up in like 2
Yeah.
years. We'll see about it.
Yeah. Now it seems like it has the most legs now.
Yeah, I was
I
just about to
genuinely
say,
think
out
it's
of
gonna
all the
happen.
times the rumors popped up, I feel like this one actually is
This
like the most likely.
The one that's probably happening.
Yeah.
All right, fucking end it. It's Tiffy time.
All right, yeah, real.
Ooh, Tiffy time.
All right, well, this is Hotdog and a Handshake. I guess that's what we're calling it. We'll roll with it. We'll fucking
I'm gonna go.
we'll see you
Love
next
good night,
time.
bye. I'm
Love
gonna
you. Good
go
night.
handshake my
Bye.
hot dog.
Wait a minute.
What?
We miss you, Tony. Love you. Bye.